And as we mentioned, a city remembering Jim Irsay this morning as we give you a live look in downtown Indianapolis, the AES building in downtown there on the circle with the horseshoe lit up in blue and white there this morning. And we'll have much more on his passing and the legacy he's left behind.
That is one of the many tributes that has been pouring in for Irsay overnight as we learned that news yesterday evening. So again, we'll have much more coverage here on 13 Sunrise. We're glad you're up with us at 6 o'clock on your Thursday morning. Certainly have a lot to get to. We know you want to know your forecast, and we're going to recap the game last night. But this morning, I think that is the big topic, and a lot of people are waking up still talking about that, even learning that yesterday, Chuck.
Yeah, and you know, if you knew Jim Irsay, you loved him. That is the absolute truth, and what an impact he had on this city. And it looks like as we go through the day today, by the way, we've got a lot of changes. I know a lot of you are leaving. You're going to be headed out on vacation. Matt's got to look at traffic in just a bit. And we're going to look at what's going on right now, and that is some rain. There's some light rain to the north of us this morning. Nothing in the metro. So if you're headed out to work, school, or on vacation, this is what we're looking at. Rain near Goshen, Napatee, and then Gary into the south side of Chicago this morning. But the real news, I think, for the next few days is this. The polar flow of the jet stream is dipping so far to the south that we're going to experience below normal temperatures, not just now as the result of this, but look how this spreads out tomorrow. So there'll be about 22 states tomorrow that will have below average temperatures. And of course, we're right in the middle of that. Currently, it is chilly outside. Zionsville and Crawfordsville in the 40s. Rushville's almost there, as is Newcastle. 51 in Indy, 52 in Martinsville. And believe me, get used to the 50s today. We are going to be there all day long. If we're lucky, we'll reach 60, but we still have a ways to go to get there. So during the evening rush hour, an important figure of today, the sunset is at 9 p.m. Can you believe that? And temperatures then warming to 60 with these scattered showers during the course of the day. You can see most of that comes in the afternoon during the evening rush. We'll have more on your race weekend forecast in a bit, but a lot of people are going to be racing out to work and school so they can go on vacation tomorrow.
Yes, maybe you have to fill up that tank. Chuck, I got an update on gas prices. They seem to be inching up, just about up a penny. Wrong direction, but up a penny from yesterday. Average price in Marion County specifically is $3.19. We can find it as low as just under $3. Highest price, $3.39. A lot of those are right along $4.65. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, traffic is moving fine this morning. That's some good news out there this morning. Coming up, we'll show you a couple places where we got some construction, and we'll take a closer look at when maybe reopening of some of these roads will be.
Well, this morning, the sports community, the city of Indianapolis, so many are mourning the loss of one of their own. Colts owner Jim Irsay passed at the age of 65.
His commitment to Indianapolis goes back decades when the famous Mayflower trucks rolled into the Circle City from Baltimore. Irsay would go on to become the youngest NFL team owner and even a collector of American memorabilia and an advocate for helping people.
Right now, reaction from Irsay's passing is still pouring in early this morning. Let's get to Anna Chalker, who is in studio with us. Anna, we are hearing from former Colts head coach Tony Dungy.
We are, and you know, he shared many memories with us, including his favorite to bringing back the 2007 Super Bowl win, not just to Indy, but to Irsay. He says he's incredibly saddened, and the news of Irsay's passing came as a shock to him. Dungy was a part of those glory days under Irsay's leadership in the early 2000s, but we know Irsay's commitment to the Colts started much earlier in 1984 when he was named the general manager. He took over the day-to-day operations in 1996. Then the following year, he became the youngest NFL owner at just 37. Irsay did not only believe in his team, but the city as a whole. He would often make massive private donations to those in need and often showed up at training camp handing out $100 bills to fans. He also gave millions to local organizations like Riley Hospital for Children, the Wheeler Mission, and YMCA. And while Irsay gave so much to Indy, he openly admitted that he had his own demons to fight. In 2014, he was arrested for a DUI and drug possession. He spent some time in rehab for that, but came back stronger. So in 2020, his family started the Kicking the Stigma Foundation to raise awareness of mental health issues. And Dungy says he admired how open Irsay was about his struggles.
He was very, very much really determined not to let that happen to people who were close to him and not to let that happen to his players, his staff. And he went out of his way to help people.
Irsay is survived by his 3 daughters and 10 grandchildren, and we know the tributes flowing in all night into this morning. So at 6:30, we'll have a lot of those from his former players, but also some of the current ones as well, and the fans who really were out of shock when they heard this news. Maybe some out and about just waiting to hear.
Yeah, you're hearing all of this, public tributes and so many things from fans and leaders, but your heart just goes out to his family this morning. Yeah. Thank you, Anna.
And this morning, former players are also learning the news and remembering Irsay. Peyton Manning posting last night on social media saying he's heartbroken to hear about Irsay's passing. He called Irsay incredibly generous and passionate.
T.Y. Hilton thanked Irsay, saying, quote, "I will forever hold our talks close to my heart." Reggie Wayne posted, "This hurts my soul."
Now, Irsay's death also coming as a shock to Colts fans. We heard from some of them last night as well, just after that news broke about his death.
So some heartfelt words for the owner who made a mark on the Circle City.
It's really sad that Jim Irsay passed away. What he's done for the city, what he's done for Indianapolis, I will always appreciate, and I think it's important to just honor what he's done for not only the team but just for the city and the impact on a cultural basis on Indianapolis that he's had with us.
I was surprised, like I didn't expect that. We're thinking about the Pacer game, and then we hear someone that's really important to Indianapolis, passed away. So that's really sad.
Loss of Jim Irsay, not only a loss to the community, but also so many that he impacted in sports. Jim became general manager of the Colts in 1996 and would later take over the team in 1997.
Yeah, as you heard there, the youngest owner ever at the age of 37. Jake Query with 107.5 The Fan says Irsay was more than just a team owner and that his legacy is seen really all over the city of Indianapolis.
When you drive around Indianapolis, you see the Irsay name a lot of places. And those are places that he gave his money or his time or his investment and his belief in making a place better. But that doesn't count for all the places that you don't know about that he did those things. And the bottom line is this, and I think we should all aspire to this because I love this city a lot. Jim Irsay, throughout the course of his life, from the time he moved here to the time he leaves us now, leaves Indianapolis very much so with his thumbprint on a lot of the areas of this, a better city than the one that he arrived to in 1984.
As we mentioned, there have been so many tributes that have poured in over Jim Irsay. We have more extended conversations on WTHR+. You can also watch our special this morning at 9. Download our app on your TV and you can watch this content for free.
Halliburton. He'll take it. He'll backpedal, a three for the win.
How about that? That jumper tied the game for the Pacers last night against the Knicks, and then the Pacers putting it down in New York City in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
That shot, though, you can hear everybody's holding their breath as the ball goes up. And you can see Halliburton did not come to play around. The blue and gold beating the Knicks in overtime, 138-135. The Pacers were actually trailing for most of the game, actually down 14 points with 3 minutes left on the clock. But Aaron Nesmith brought the Pacers back with several late three-pointers, and Halliburton with that step-back jumper to tie it up and send it to OT. Andrew Nembhard's layup with 30 seconds to go is what gave the Pacers the lead.
So Game 2 is tomorrow night. The Pacers look to make it 2-0, and that game again is at Madison Square Garden. Well, the final post we were talking about remembering Jim Irsay, he was cheering on his hometown Pacers for last night's game.
This is that post from his account that reads, "Go Pacers. Good luck to Herb, the entire Pacers organization, and our city." And it seems that good luck certainly paid off for the blue and gold last night. Well, tonight, the Fever are back in action. They are heading down to Atlanta for a rematch against the Dream.
The Fever suffered their first loss of the season to the Dream at Gainbridge Fieldhouse 91-90 yesterday. But get this, in that loss, Caitlin Clark broke the WNBA record for most career games with 25 or more points and 10 or more assists.
And remember, she's done this with only 42 games. It's just season 2. Just a staggering stat again for number 22. Want to remind you that we are your local home for the Indiana Fever.
You can watch tonight's game right here on 13. We'll have live coverage from Atlanta during our pregame show. You don't want to miss that. That gets underway at 7 o'clock tonight.
And if you need any help finding any of these broadcasts this season, scan that QR code for you at WTHR.com/fever. You can find the QR code online as well. 6:10. Good morning, Chuck.
Hey, good morning. Well, it's a cooler start and real cloudy downtown and at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Carb Day is tomorrow, eventually warming up to 65. But for the 500 Festival and Legends Day, the 500 Festival Parade, 68 after lows in the 40s. And how about this? For the 109th running of the Indy 500, a high of 66 with only a slight risk of a stray shower. We've got lots to talk about hour by hour. We'll get to it after this.
And we're just days away from the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500. Coming your way at 6:45, the swift action taken by Roger Penske in the wake of an Indianapolis 500 cheating scandal.
And this morning, we are learning new information in the deadly shooting of 2 Israeli embassy staff members. At 6:15, what police are saying about the suspect after they were taken into custody.